The Columbus Zoo was pretty massive, and as I walked around after my interview, I had plenty of time to think. I discussed with the person I interviewed how she thought there may be a kind of lexical gap in expressing what zoo education departments really do, one not even filled by buzzwords like interpretation. Seeing as I was on a trip called the Zoo Education Road Trip, this really challenged me. A lot of the things that zoos do are considered education, like a summer camp or a school outreach program. But what about events like animal shows? Many visitors wouldn't really call them educational outright, even if those in zoo education departments would identify them as such, and even when they may not be run by an education department proper. I know I learned a lot at the animal show, but it was also entertainment and a welcome break from walking in the heat. Even as someone who is specifically researching education departments, I still loved the experience of viewing interesting animals and just enjoying the zoo. Was every animal I viewed, every sign I read, every path I walked down an educational experience? Even if it wasn't, I would still consider it an experience of connection. Connection to the natural world is something I know zoos create, and a feeling I know I inspired every time I showed an animal or a biofact when I was a zoo volunteer. And I think every program the Columbus Zoo did, from Zoo School to the Animal Encounters Village, fostered a connection to the natural world. Perhaps it would be too hasty to change the name to Connection Department rather than Education, but even so, I'm not sure it would create any less confusion than when I attempt to explain an education department to one of my peers. Overall, the Columbus Zoo, like every zoo I visited, taught me about the inner workings of an education department, but it also made me think big.